Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we discussed what is Cloud IAM roles and permissions, and in this video, we'll be discussing a key topic that is Google Service Account. So if you look at how humans use IAM roles to do their work, similarly, a service account is the same concept, but it is specifically built for machines, applications, and for your automated scripts. So if IAM user is a person and IAM role is a hat, then service account is a robot identity. A service account is a special kind of account typically used by an application or compute workload such as compute engine instance. It is not basically tied to any individual user. Applications use service accounts to make authorized API calls by authenticating as either the service account itself or as a Google workspace or cloud identity users through domain-wide delegations. So we'll be discussing what is cloud identity in the upcoming videos of this section. So the key point is application uses service account to make the authorized API calls, and when application authenticates as a service account, it has access to all the resources that the service account has permissions to access. For instance, if a service account has access to create bucket, create data set in BigQuery, by default, all these things will be inherited by the respective application itself. So there will be no end users or involved directly. Service account is identified by its email address, which is unique to the account. So it allows one service to securely talk to another service. So this is the example format of service account. Your service name and the project ID will be replaced by actual project ID iam.gservice account. So principals such as users and other service accounts can also authenticate as a service account. Now we'll be discussing the three different types of service accounts. The first one is user managed service account. User managed service account or service accounts that you create in your projects. It is created by the user. You can update, disable, enable, and delete this services account at your discretion. You can also manage other principal accesses to this service accounts. So these service accounts are often used as an identities for your workloads. You can create user managed service account in your project using IAM API, Google Cloud Console, or using gcloud command as. So by default, you will be able to create up to 100 user managed service account in a project. And moving on to the next one, we have default service account. So default service accounts are also user managed service account that are created automatically when you enable or use certain Google Cloud services. So this service account are not explicitly created by the user. When you enable services like compute engine or app engine, Google Cloud creates this API on user behalf. Once they are created, as a user, you are responsible for managing this default service accounts. Your application can use the credentials for that default service account to call the respective Google Cloud APIs. And depending on the organization setup or depending on the organization's policy configuration, the default service account might be automatically granted the editor role, which is again a basic role which I have already discussed in IAM roles and permissions. So when you enable App Engine, default service account will be created. Project ID @appspot.gserviceaccount.com. Not only this, when you enable Compute Engine API, you will be able to see this service account created by default. Project number computedeveloper.gserviceaccount.com. And the third one is service agents. Service accounts that are created and managed by Google Cloud and that allow services to access resources on your behalf. So basically, service agents are not created by us. It is basically created and managed by Google Cloud platform itself, which allows services to access resources on the behalf of user. For example, when you use Cloud Run to run a container, the service needs access to any PubSub topics that can trigger the container, and this is automatically taken care by the service agents itself. Now we will discuss this service account with an real-time example. So imagine you have a compute engine virtual machine running a program that needs to access other Google Cloud services like cloud storage on regular basis. Instead of requiring a person to manually grant access each time when the program runs, you can give the virtual machine itself the necessary permissions to run it whenever it is invoked. So this is achieved with the help of service account. So let's say you have an application running in your virtual machine that needs to store data in cloud storage bucket, but you don't want anyone in the internet to have access to that data, just that particular virtual machines. In this case, you can create a service account to authenticate that virtual machine to cloud storage bucket. So if a service account has granted compute engine instance admin role, this role will allow an application running in a virtual machine with that service account to create, modify and delete and to write the data to the particular cloud storage buckets. service. And service accounts do need to be managed by avoiding giving excessive permissions. This is the importance of service accounts in Google Cloud Platform. Moving on to the next one, we'll be discussing the features of service account. The first one is non-human identity. So it doesn't have a password, a first name, or a favorite color. It is purely an email-like identifier for code. The next one is short-lived credentials. So instead of static passwords, service accounts typically use temporary tokens that expire after a few minutes or hours, making them highly secure. The third one is key management. For code running outside of your cloud platforms, like for example, if your code is running in local server, you can generate a service account key JSON file that act as the robot's password. And the next one is impersonation. You can allow specific human users to impersonate a service account. This is useful for testing or performing tasks that only the robot has permission to do. In this case, it will be the JSON key file. The next one is fine-grained access control. You will be able to give specific permissions or specific role to this service account. The next one is integration with IAM roles. Service account uses IAM roles. By this, you will be able to do the centralized permission management. And finally, auditing and logging. So every access request is logged, basically enables monitoring and compliance. So in short, service account are a critical building block of secure cloud architecture. They enable machine-to-machine authentication, enforce least privilege, and support secure automation. When cloud service accounts are used correctly, it improves the security posture of the cloud architecture and it enables scalable cloud systems with reduced operational risk. So this is all about service account. In the next video, we'll be discussing what is service account impersonation. I'll see you there. Happy learning.